building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Down out, I was worth it and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. That's what
I used to be really insecure, actually, about when I was with someone and she would pull out like a vibrator. And because in my mind at the time I'm thinking, I'm not enough.
Right.
Like, and then I because I was always this individual that would go through phases of exploring more about my preferences or what I like or different porn sometimes. And then you realize like, oh wait, a lot of women do this and it's just additional stimulation and
Right,
it's not,
right.
but it was more like the moment, like once I'm insecure, now I'm like, it's kind of like my mind is saying that's in the way of you and her now.
Right.
And it's like,
The
there's a
ego
battle.
was hit.
Who's going to win? But I was insecure about that. And I had these moments growing up where I would like, wouldn't be able to perform. It would just go like down. I'm like, my mind just goes. And I had to get over these thoughts of what this really meant.
Right.
And I had to get uncomfortable talking about stuff.
Right.
And when you realize like whether it's sex or not sex, it's about your job, your career, friendships, it's the truth.
Right.
We can either speak our truth and say, this bothers me, and like how can we work through it? Or I just gotta express this first, or this is what I no longer want, or this is what I want. And when we're comfortable to just speak our truth, we can move forward in life much easier.
Right.
But this fear of being alone or being shunned,
Right.
like that's what happened with me. I felt misunderstood for a long time. And feeling misunderstood made my life perception of like a lot of women too, and dating, and even my mom at times with our relationship as that. It's like, you don't understand me. So then my relationships became these points of we don't understand each other.
Right.
And I had to learn to heal that part of me where it's like, I don't need to explain anymore. Like, this is who I am. I'm Joe. I'm spiritual. Yes, I like sex. I'm single. I'm dating right now. I'm not looking for someone to really be with. All these things are comfortable.
Right.
Or events that I've been through sexually or not. You just have to get over it and realize like, okay, I feel this way. This is what's happening. But my motto is fuck around and find out. Go for it. It really is like fuck around and find out. I tell people all the time because
you're gonna learn today.
Yeah, if you really want something, you're gonna learn more about that thing or around that thing, and then you're gonna either learn that you didn't like it, or you need to work on something yourself. You're never gonna know till you fuck around and find out. So
Right.
I could say like I fucked around, found out about a lot of shit. Some shit I had to learn 5 times. So I said, okay, I got it now. But have fun with life. That's what it really is. If you can have more fun with life and look at the problems as an experience of, wow, all right, which isn't always easy. It's not easy. We're complainers. We're going to be like, fucking shit, bullshit. And then we go, okay, let's have fun with this. What is it I'm not doing or need to learn that the universe is going to provide me with? And you'll see a lot of like growth because you're not just holding this insecurity. You're realizing like, oh, that's why I'm running for myself, or this is why. You get more clarity, but sometimes we just get lonely. It just happens. We're humans. It's more or less how do we navigate through it and look at it more playfully. I think the dating problem also overall is being single and do I start dating? Being single, or am I open to receiving new people in my life, or looking for it in general? So I think there are different times, and people are looking when they're sad and lonely, and there's people that are just, I'm ready to receive and bring it to me. Like, there's moods that go up and down.
I don't think you should date when you're sad and lonely. I think, and that's, based on experience. I think that's where you need to be alone. That's where you need to feel it. That's where you need to check in with yourself, because you get into situations that you're not going to be happy in at the end of the day, because you're only there again thinking this person's going to make your life better. This person's bringing happiness, but it is temporary happiness because you're looking to this person to brighten your day. You have not created that for yourself. And I think that's one of the biggest problems of dating, is that there's so many hurt people out here that have not found who are you truly, as a single adult or single person out here. Who are you? And until you figure that the fuck out, I think dating is never going to be good. It's never going to go in the ways, and you'll get the same people. And then you kind of, what's the common denominator in all of this, right? It's always you. You are always the common denominator in your experience. So if you see that you're getting the same people, that's kind of like, maybe I need to do something with myself for a while. Maybe I need to go look inward, you know?
Yeah.
Which is, it's emotions.
Yeah, it's like when you're hurt, you're trying to fill a hole with something, with somebody to fill that hole, and it never works out. And as far as like the sex stuff goes, there's like a huge difference between experimenting and staying true to your boundaries. And like if you don't feel comfortable, then you don't feel comfortable. I mean, I haven't had like a bunch of crazy sex expeditions or so there's some stuff that I haven't tried that I would be open and willing to try, and there's some stuff that I know that I'm not into, that doesn't turn me on. And if you're just more honest about it, I think it's better from the get. And some of the best like sexual, like sex isn't like porn. Like, I think as men, we watch porn and it's this whole act, this, this well scripted out, scripted out a scene or whatever of how it's supposed to go. And it's not really like that. I mean, real sex is like not like that at all. I've had moments where I've been having sex and like, we both bust out laughing and like are
Right.
crying laughing like during the act. And I find that that's some of the best sex that I've had, like where like you just have a connection with that person where you guys can have like a laugh about it because, it's not a porno, this isn't shot in 1080p.
There's 4K now.
4K,
Real.
yeah, whatever. 5K.
Real shit, like real shit. Everyone is not on that level. And I think that's the misconception. Even women have sometimes a misconception of, because men are supposed to do this, you're the aggressive, you're supposed to be the one kind of you showing the woman. And then unfortunately men, like how Joe said, that the kind of vibrator kind of, hit the confidence a minute. There's this, we don't get to understand the male's anatomy, and the males don't understand feminine anatomy. So I know I've had where like my person wants me to like come a million times, and I'm like, that sounds good, but do you know how it works? For me, it's a little bit different. Women normally have their orgasm, it's a mental before it even is physical. So, like, when you have to kind of learn some things, you got to educate yourself on that. The chemistry is one, your connection is one. Those feelings of two people that really like each other is explosive, right? And I think a lot of people forget that the act of sex alone is not going to get you to those moments. Even like you guys as men are in that where you can't come, and it's like, fuck, I can't come because there's nothing else going on. It's just the act of that sex. You don't have that soul connection. And for me, not that you can't have sex with multiple people, but at this stage I do feel like you need to be careful, because that soul connection is so much more during sex. That shit is crazy versus someone that you're just, that chemistry, that that lust in this moment. I don't feel like it really gets, it's not really pleasurable. I don't think so at this point.
That's why I think I started to set boundaries, and I had to learn. Might sound weird, but I started to navigate my emotions more strongly, where I was so sensitive that would just happen. Like I would still, even if I didn't like the person, there's that connection. And I don't have a ton of sex, by the way. It's just like when these events do occur. But I had to learn how to separate the intention. It's not that I'm not empathic or I don't have emotions. I love unconditionally. But I had to learn that sex can be just sex. Sex can be, rough play, and it could be also romantic. I think that we all kind of get concerned about what is it today rather than it does happen. It happens the way it's going to happen. I think in those moments is like the best moments, because you're just going with the flow. As like Ashley said before, go with the flow. So we put a lot of pressure on what's going to go down, or how's it going to go down. Is it going to go down?
Right.
But the soul connection, I know it does exist. You have that feel, and that's why it's also harder to break apart when you need to, if you need to. But I think there's also this learning experience where you can, but then there's the points where if you're meant to be with that person, you're gonna get to connect emotionally. It's gonna just open up more naturally anyway. So,
Right.
but I never was all like that before. It was very just open emotionally, soul connection. Like I had that before, and then I had to just learn a lot more about myself on what my problems were. And that's why I'm not looking for this perfect relationship, or I'm not looking for this. I'm looking for this friendship first. Because I honestly failed a lot with patience. It'd be like, all right, cool. You like me. I like you. You're hot. And you think I'm hot. And let's do this. And then we would have sex. And then all of a sudden we're living together at one point, and then things just fit. So it's like,
Are you a water or a fire sign? No.
I'm an Aquarius Pisces cusp. But I have to be more patient and like actually build the friendship part with someone. I'm great with friendships. It's the emotional connection friendship, which I'm getting really good at now. But I'm not looking for that instant, like we're in a relationship on Facebook now, show the world.
Right.
Like we're gonna work on this till we know.
Right.
Regardless of anything. There's no like we had sex and now we're in a relationship. Like we are still getting to know each other, and trust and love and communication and whatever it is, like it builds up into that. A lot of people hold these like, oh wait, you didn't tell me you were doing this. Well, we're still getting to know each other.
Right.
So it has to keep like, I'm not hiding anything. I'm just saying like we expect
Unfolding. All right. I know we're kind of getting at that 2-hour mark. I loved having you guys on here and just talking about all of this shit. Last kind of comments to people out here dating, and just maybe what any pet peeves or what you think, just because we can't really tell people what to do. They're going to fucking be whoever they are, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is, right? But just maybe some encouragement. I don't know. Dating is a mess right now.
I think my biggest thing, like I said before, is just don't have expectations. Just do what feels right without having any expectations, because expectations will always lead to disappointment. Nothing's ever going to go exactly how you envision it going. Be open to a different experience. And then when you're present in the moment, because you're not fantasizing about what it should be, then you can actually feel if it's something that you like or not.
Really well said. That's why I say fuck around and find out.
Exactly. That's gonna be. I'm gonna steal that motto from you.
You're welcome. You can borrow. It's why like you're not gonna know until you know, and then you learn more about who you are. So fuck around and find out. Sorry, go Kyle.
Every time you say that, like I keep thinking you're gonna say "fuck around, catch some dick today" or something. No, I like what Ashley said. No expectations, no disappointments. I mean, it's really about having confidence in yourself and having some self-love and knowing where you are in your life and what you're looking for, and really not just settling for the first thing that comes along. Sometimes you just want to hop into the first relationship because you feel like you've been alone too long, or now is the time. And you just got to take your time and take things slow. I think sometimes, like me personally, I've rushed into things, and it just, you find yourself in a situation where it's like, now I want to get out, and it's like I'm already too far in type deal. So just take your time and just have some self-love, some self-worth, self-respect.
Yeah. And also run. Get away.
Yeah.
Run.
If it's bad, run.
I definitely agree with all of you guys about taking your time. And I think that I would just tell you, men, on the women's side, there's the societal pressures of, you're getting older. Because I remember being in my 30s and feeling like if I don't find someone, I'm going to not have this life, or a man's not going to want me because if he does want kids and I'm too old to give him kids. And then, you have all of this shit. You guys go through your stuff too. And I think that we have to break away from those old paradigms. We have to break away from those old limiting belief systems that our life is ending. And I think wherever you meet love, however old you are, like just be that. Because I think I do feel when you're alone, you need to be alone. If it was the case of you being in a relationship, you'd be in one. There's reasons why you are not in one. So if you take that step back and just focus on you, love is going to come. But love is not going to come in Amazon Prime bag. Okay. It's not male or female. So if you want to meet someone, I don't suggest Tinder. I really don't. I feel like I feel like you need to go out into the universe and connect with people. And like Ashley said, even the crazy thing of like changing your life and getting around other open-minded people, you will start to meet different kind of people that those values are more tailored to you. So if you're doing that and experiencing life, you're going to come across some amazing people, and that you might be missing your person because you're not getting out and experiencing life, and you're just staying secluded to your day-to-day activity, which is not opening up or branching out versus what you know. The same thing we say, self-love, self-care. If you want that experience, you need to make time. You're not going to get more time in the day, right? So it's like, okay, let me make time a month to go experience something new, and then watch what happens. Watch how the universe kind of opens up that dating pool that's so shallow right now, you know? But thank you guys so much for coming on my YouTube channel. I will have links of where they can find you guys in case, because you guys are single, you might have a lot of ladies coming after you after this. Who knows?
Maybe Ashley's got.
Ashley's going to have a lot of men in her DMs. So
somewhere near New Jersey or something.
I'm not too far from New Jersey. You're pretty awesome.
Oh, snap. Oh,
Yeah.
We go with the flow.
Let's meet in the middle.
I'm in Michigan, so I'm a ways away.
I was in Michigan. Okay. So you guys hear where they're from. Their links will be on my YouTube channel. So if you're listening on Anchor, Apple, or Spotify, you'll have to go to the YouTube to get their links. Okay. So again, thank you guys so much. We'll definitely have to do this again sometime and get another topic to just chop it up. I loved your energies on here. Awesome. So
thank you for having me.
This is your
so much.
You're welcome. This is your Thick Goddess Energy Show. And as always, sending you guys so much love, so much light. Until next time. Bye. In the building. High priestess in the now. I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.